Hi, welcome back to our first grade focus. I'm Emily Workman, and today I'm going to talk about science and social studies. In science, we have a few different topics that we'll cover. The first one that we're finishing up now is Earth's systems. So it's a very hands-on unit where students will learn about rocks, minerals, soils, and water as Earth's natural resources before digging deeper into other natural resources that meet the needs of humans, plants, and animals. We will be moving into Earth's place in the universe after that during the second quarter. And that's where the students will be able to focus on recognizing the features and patterns of the Earth, the moon, and sun systems. We will understand the differences in the features of day and night, as well as recognizing the observable patterns of the changes of moon's patterns. Of the changes of moon's appearance. They're not going to be expected to name or recognizes the phases of the moon in first grade. Then we'll move into our ecosystems unit. With this, students will explore concepts of what plants and animals need to grow and survive, and they'll use models to represent the relationship between the needs of plants and animals, as well as use observations to describe the patterns of what both need to survive. This then continues in our Earth and Human Activity unit. With that, they'll explore what in our environment meets the needs of plants and animals. So they're the ecosystems part, and then we'll work more on the human activity part, where we will talk about the impact of human actions on living things and carrying out investigations about the needs of plants and animals. We will move into motion and stability for our last unit, and that's where students will be able to identify how forces impact the world around them, focusing on play, games, and toy design. Students will be able to understand that movement is caused by pushes and pulls, and discover that magnets can make items move without touching them. Then in social studies, each of these units are embedded in our readings unit in our reading curriculum. So for the first quarter, we've read about the impact and community, and how we're learning about how rules and authority figures are part of our community, and understanding how citizens and individuals can influence the government and their community. In the second quarter, we will read about interaction and change. Students will be able to independently use their learning to explain the relationship between geography, the environment, and humans, and how it has changed over time. Then in the third quarter, we will read about community and identity, which is where students will be able to use their learning to explain how cultural elements create identity in a community. And then we will finish up with choices and consequences. This is where students will be able to compare supply and demand to understand how each impacts the choices we make. We're excited to go over all our topics this year. And as always, make sure that you reach out to your child's teacher if you have any questions. Thanks.